One more drink, one more drink. You know in the morning for sure we gon' stink. One more round, one more round. It's 5 a.m., you pricks, the barkeep frowned. This is what we do, catch up for a few. We'll riff and talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2. Talk some shit and then we'll sleep till 2.
We got tonight, babe, so why don't you stay?
You're
Bob
you're in a Seeger drinking mood.
Yeah, hell yeah. Love the Silver Bullet band.
You always won every time you placed a bet. Bob Seger rules, man. Hollywood Nights, come on.
Oh, like a rock. I mean, he's one of those guys, you feel him. Like you got the windows down and you're driving with the night air going through the windows. Oh, there's nothing better than Seeger.
Is there a better road song than Turn the Page?
Oh, yeah. It's heavy duty. It's like man emotion. As a guy, you're like, I can deal with this. I don't want fucking boys to men. I want something that's a little masculine at least.
It's so masculine, and it's like, you're right. It's like feelings that we're okay feeling.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I mean, shit, those lyrics are like, when you're driving 15 hours, you know, it's like,
right.
It's like, we can complain about this. It's definitely like, you know, it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. He's like, the hooker died. I had to figure it out, put her in the trunk. Yeah, it's like masculine, sad shit you're allowed to be cool with. But how many times, like in college, where like I got a girl over and she's like, I better go home. It's getting late. I'm like, we got tonight, babe. Why don't you stay? And she's like, all right. Like, I might never see you again, sister.
It's romantic, yet so unromantic.
Right.
Because
like,
I think the honesty makes it, right? You're like, hey, well, I'm being honest.
Yeah.
He's not being like, I love you. He's being like, we got tonight.
Yes. We'll never last. There's nothing between us, but we're here tonight. Let's make love. Let's make it happen. Let's make it
Not
work.
much of a looker. I don't care for your personality skills.
No.
But we're here and we're giving it our best shot.
There you go. We got
a
tonight.
Toast to tonight.
To tonight.
What are you drinking?
Well, I was just at this club, comedy
You're in
club.
Texas.
Yeah, I'm in Tejas. I got a good riff off of on the audience. I said, wearing a mask in Texas is like wearing a helmet at a skate park. You have to decide, do I want to be healthy or get called a pussy?
That's perfect.
So this is a to-go cup. They wouldn't let me leave with a real cup, so they gave me this fucking special needs kids cup. It's I got
You should be wearing a helmet with that one.
on the rocks.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, margarita on the rocks, little salt.
Love a margarita, man. That's a classic. I like a salt rim too. You know, there's nothing better than a chili salt rim, dude.
Ooh, good call. So true. I mean, a frozen margarita, I feel like a weirdo drinking a slushie. Give me the rocks, give me the salt, and go easy on the syrup.
Slushies are for rookies, man.
Yeah. Come on, what is that? You know, or anything blue. No offense, black people. I know you love the blue drinks, and I used to bartend a little, and there was always blue bayous and whatnot.
An electric lemonade.
Yeah, exactly. Horrible sex move, by the way. The electric lemonade. But yeah, that's where you pee on somebody while tasing them. I don't know, but yeah, any drink with slushy or frozen, like a pina colada is not bad, but you got to be on the beach.
Yeah, I just prefer if I can have it like in this form, I'm doing it. If I can have the easier way, it's for a kid. It's a child move.
I
a daiquiri.
Agree. Come on.
I guess if you're on the beach and you're in vacation, I'm not going to give you a hard time for it. But I remember Attell once. I saw Attell on stage, and the guy was drinking a daiquiri, and Attell looks at him and goes, "Tough day."
Then in his special, some guy knocks over a daiquiri, and it's just like red, rainbowy drink, and he goes, "Somewhere a clown just died," which is the weirdest, obscure reference, but somehow it worked.
It's also like that guy's so good. He's got multiple daiquiri jokes, just locked and loaded.
That's an alcoholic or a great comic. Either way, it fits.
I'm doing Negronis again, man. I'm back on
Yes.
the Negroni train. And you know what? I figured I just shake it on the pod, get a little shake action going there.
Love it. Love
Like
it.
a real drunk. I just came from I had a really good drink at this I was doing a show at a Brazilian restaurant.
Ooh.
And yeah, it was really fun. And she made me this drink. It was like a spicy grapefruit drink. And I'm like, hey man, it's not my go-to, but when in Rome, she said, this is what I recommend. And it was fucking lovely. I loved it.
Oh, well, you got a name?
I don't know what the name was. She said it quickly and I couldn't, she was very attractive. So I didn't catch the name. She was one of those, like, she was so attractive that, but she was wearing the mask. So really, like, I just know that she has great eyes.
Right, exactly.
And a nice
Sometimes
bridge.
the mask off. Oh, I love a bridge.
Yeah.
Sometimes the mask off will ruin a lady. Like there was this woman in Jersey once who ran this comedy club. I'm not going to say who it was. And she had these beautiful eyes and pretty hair. And she took the mask off and it was like, it was terrifying. It was a two-face. She had crazy teeth. She had acne around the lips, a little bit of a stash. She should be wearing that mask in 2028.
You hope that was acne around the lips, Mark. I don't know. I don't know if there's just acne around the lips. That's not. Also, it does worry me a little bit. Like you just got to take a chance. It's weird. It's like
Yeah.
It's weird that like meeting someone in person is now more risky than meeting someone on a dating app.
Ooh, good point. Good point.
Do you know what I mean?
You
Like,
can't be like, you lied to me.
Like I just assumed
You know
you were
what I
hotter.
mean?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's in real time.
Your eyes were writing a check your lips couldn't cash. This is terrible. So, guys, we had a little bit of a Wi-Fi issue. I think we're good again. We're sorry about that. I think we were talking about women with masks and how it is more risky to meet people in person than it is on dating apps, because on dating apps they're going to look more like the picture than they do, half-faced.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. The mask helps a lot of people. I mean, there's some bad lippage out there. Some guys have a double chin, so they go low with the mask.
Ooh.
A cleft palate, maybe, or a herpy. There's a couple perks to the mask. Bad breath.
Some people are winning. If you have but they're suffering their bad breath with that mask. But if you have great eyes, you're winning life, dude. I was insecure about my eyebrows growing up, so if I got like a big pair of aviators, I was feeling great about myself.
Isn't that fascinating? Like everybody's got their own insecurities, and you'd be shocked what people like. Oh, that's why you wear turtleneecks, because you hate your neck. Like you never know.
Yeah, for sure. And
there you go.
Yeah, man. No, we all got our shit. I mean, that's, was there something you were insecure about?
Oh, I got weird ears. My ears are connected. I had horrible teeth growing up. I had braces for 6 years. I had a gap.
6 years?
6 years. My whole high school was braces. It was a nightmare.
Damn, I never would have guessed that. They look fine.
Yeah, they did a good job. But my whole early years I was fat. I had fucking.
You were not fat.
I was fat as hell. I mean, I was
chubby too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd say I had breasts for a period.
Yeah. Same.
I worked them off by the time I would have enjoyed them, but I had breasts. No, I definitely had a chubby face for sure.
Yes, same. I had a triple chin. I had the gap. I was a bedwetter. I had the braces. I had horrible dandruff. I had dumb hair. I was a mess.
I had dandruff, dude. Curly.
Really?
Is something about? Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And Head and Shoulders does nothing for me. It's
nothing.
I had to go to, Selsun Blue does help.
Selsun Blue's not bad. I used some shit called T-gel, which is like medical, and that did a little.
You remember that old commercial, Selsun Blue, where it's like the baseball player and it's the third base coach, I think, and he just keeps scratching. He thinks he's giving him a sign. That was a pretty good ad.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
That's just me sounding old. That's when advertisers had fucking balls.
I remember remember Sure, Unsure, and they had the BO.
Oh, I remember it was Old Spice or something, but it was the guy who would just like, he's on the PGA Tour or something. He cheers, yes, I won, and everyone collapses.
Right. That's fun stuff.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
Now they
you'd
would be
never
like,
do that.
that's offensive to people with bad body odor.
Right. They can't help it. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. We all have bad body odor. You got to put the deodorant on, God damn it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
thank God. Women are nice about it. Women are nice. Where like if you smell like, oh, you might need a
Right.
little.
Yeah, women are great, and thank God for ladies, because if they got BO, you just assume she's homeless or on drugs. But if a guy has BO, it's like, he's working hard or he skipped a shower day.
Yeah, he hit
It's a
the
bit of a
gym.
double.
I didn't go to the gym. You
Yeah.
must have been in the gym. I wasn't. I
Wasn't in the gym. And I'll go so far as I've heard a few gals say they don't mind a little BO.
Yeah, I think people like on a primal level, maybe
Yes.
the natural scent, you get like a little, but I like the same what goes. I like when women, like I like when they smell it like something nice, but I also when you get that real smell, it's kind of hot.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind like if the vagina, Schumer used to always say when the vagina smells like soup, that's when you know it's the real deal. And I completely agree.
Get a good clam chowder going. A nice little that's what they want to hear. You're like, lentil? All right, I'm down.
Split pea?
Wow, a vagina really is a split pea. That's fucking
Yeah, it
well
really
done.
is. Yes.
You really nailed it. Yeah, man. I do like a natural scent. There's something about a natural scent that is pretty hot.
Hey, we're all animals at the end. We can fight it all day long with our cummerbunds and tennis shoes and condominiums, but we're animals, baby.
We are animals. You see dogs sniff another dog's butt and you laugh, but then you're like, I'm looking at the person walking the dog's butt. Like we're all doing the same shit.
We're doing the same shit, and a dog's ass is nothing but information. A dog's ass is like a Tinder profile. It's like a file cabinet of what's he eating or what's she eating, where's she been, what is she like, is she sick, is she healthy?
It really is. It's interesting to, yeah, I mean, it's cool that dogs can just sniff a butt and that's kind of like, that's their move. Cause like we have to do so much.
I know. To get to the ass sniffing, it takes a couple days.
It takes a while.
Yeah. Dog can get right in there, But animals are very problematic when you break them down. I mean, the violence, the rape, the gender roles. Animals are still going with gender roles.
Oh, tell me, my fucking corgi just got me too. It's terrible. It's no, you're right. The animal rape, it's like it's insane that we don't even think about it. We're like, that's there's no consent.
No, it's true. And like they'll fuck their own kids sometimes, or they'll eat their own kids. Crazy. Yeah.
So fucking. Are you watching the Woody Allen doc at all or not?
I can't do it. I keep hearing
I can't either.
It's so mean to
he
everybody.
did it. It's like the thing is like he did it. So why do I want to see it?
Right. And I've just heard horrible things about her, how she's twisted and all this shit. So I can't watch. It's too.
Isn't it weird
too heavy?
Isn't it weird that HBO don't they still stream his movies?
Probably. I mean, you can't deny those movies. Look, if Roethlisberger makes a touchdown, you still get the points.
Yeah, but if Roethlisberger molested a daughter, like it's fucking bad. Woody's bad, dude.
Is it molesting if she marries him? I feel like it's
no,
weird.
but that's not the one he's in trouble for.
Oh,
it's Dylan. It's not. I mean, the Sunyi. And by the way, the Sunyi defense is not a great defense.
Look, it's definitely weird. I hate my family, so I don't understand it. But yeah, the whole thing sucks. I don't like that shit. Like, I never watched the Michael Jackson doc.
I did.
Ugh.
It's rough. I mean, you're like, look, in both cases, best case scenario, he just wanted to have sleepovers with kids.
Yeah.
Which is not great.
Not great, but I don't know. It's just weird that people are like, hey, you made a pedophile joke. I'm like, you watched that movie with popcorn and like your friends. Isn't that weird?
Isn't it amazing, like just how we consume this content? Like there'll be a true crime and she was never seen again. I'm stuffing my face with goobers. Like, that's fucking
yeah, exactly.
Horrible.
Ted Bundy's like he's got more Netflix specials than Bill Burr. I mean, it's crazy all over the place. Everybody loves it.
Five-parter, yeah.
What's that? 5-parter, yeah. And all the girls like, he's so cute. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, it's crazy because Woody Allen did, it's like he wrote a book and it's just basically about his childhood in Brooklyn, which is like if Sandusky wrote a book only about football. We were like, cool, there's other shit we'd like to hear about.
Right.
We'd like to hear it from your side because all he writes is like a very brief, like, this is bullshit. This is not true. And then there's like behavioral psychiatrists on the other side. We're like, this is not looking good.
Yeah.
Wayne Fetterman's Woody Allen joke? It's one of the best jokes.
No, hit me. I love Fetterman.
He goes, I love Fetterman. He goes, Woody Allen's my hero all these years and still married to the same daughter.
That's great.
That's a great little misdirect.
Great, clean, pedophilia joke, basically. Let me go back to the margarita for 1 second.
Sure.
The slushy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get a brain freeze? I always hear people go, I got a brain freeze.
Yeah.
What is that? I've never had one in my life.
Oh, it's literally what it sounds like. It's like a headache. It's like you're just like, it goes away. And it's like, you never get it from like.
I've never gotten it.
I guess when you're a kid, you get it from ice cream and stuff. Yeah. I think you're just downing it too quickly and it's cold. It's talk about a fucking first world problem.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if anyone. Yeah, I mean, shit. I do love a margarita. I do love any of those like tequila based cocktail. And I love what I love about margaritas are just the options. Like you could just throw any fruit in there.
That's true.
Watermelon, mango. I like a spicy mango one. You throw that's my go-to. If I'm doing a margarita somewhere, that's my
There's
move.
even a jalapeno margarita, which is also delightful.
What's better than jalapeno and tequila? It's great.
It's great. You get the little kick of the tequila, a little kick of the spice. Everybody wins.
And you get a real spicy butthole the next day. It really you really feel it. I mean, I drink a lot of coffee. So it's like when you combine that with like, I like hot sauce on my food. Then you combine the spicy cocktail. You're like, oh, you're just like, you're not going to be able to you can't travel far from home.
No. And your dog's going to smell it when he sniffs your butt. Thank God dogs can't drink. That'd be a whole different butt sniff.
That would be fucking great though. If your dog could just get fucking. Did you ever have the friend who would like blow weed on their dog?
Yeah, I hate it. I felt so bad for the dog.
Like, yeah, this is speaking of consent.
Right,
your dog doesn't want to be high right now. Don't turn your fucking dog into a loser too, man.
So true. And your dog's paranoid. He's like, is that the mailman? What the fuck? He's freaking out. I mean,
the dog's looking at him like, do you even like me, dude? Do you even fucking like me?
Right. Like, I gotta stop chasing that cat. I'm a dick. But hey, you mentioned Brazilian. I wanted to get this joke in. Best thing about a Brazilian restaurant? No pubes. All right. They can't put pubes in the food because they don't have any. Brazilian wax.
That's a nice little throwaway right there. I like that.
I'll tweet it tomorrow.
You go to Brazil. That's your fucking opener.
Yes. All right. I got to get on my agent. Book me something.
What do they call it in Brazil when you get a pussy waxing?
They call it a wax.
Just a wax.
Yeah. I guess so. It's like Chinese food in China. It's just food.
Yeah. I wonder I think it's a different type of wax museum there.
It's just figurines made of hair. That's funny. I never got the wax museum.
Yeah, it's not for me. It's just kind of like it's a tourist trap.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing I like about the wax museum: when the celebrity will fuck with people.
Oh, that's good.
A few years ago, Carmelo Anthony just did it, where he's from the Knicks. He just kind of chilled, frozen, and then scared people, and like that makes a whole trip.
That's the best. Yeah, that's amazing. And fun for the guy, too. He gets to scare the shit out of people. And then they go from biggest fear of their life to elated. It's him.
The best one is, too, it's like there's certain people get a picture with. You're like, you think you're fooling anyone? You think you're coming back? They're like, dude, you met Saddam Hussein? Holy shit.
Right. You met J-Lo and Brad Pitt in one outing? Holy hell.
Holy shit. And with the same weird, subtle backdrop. That's so strange.
Yeah. And I never got any of those. Like, I went to LA when I was in high school as a fun trip with my dad. And we did the Homes for the Stars. And you just get into like a shitty bus with no top on it, and you're like, oh, that's Candace Bergen's garage. Like, oh, great.
We did a similar thing with my family when I was a kid, and we went to LA, and we did all that kinds of stuff. But I remember the highlight. My dad somehow got us like tickets to watch. It wasn't the actual taping, but it was like a run through of Frasier.
What?
So we watched them like working it out, and it was crazy. It's like Kelsey Grammer and David Hyde Pierce like going over notes, and just like they're incredible live, dude. They're like, because they're like stage guys, so they're just so fucking good. Like, you know, there are people that were like, whatever, Frasier. First off, it's a great show, obviously.
Yeah, great, underrated.
But the acting on that show is insane.
Yeah, these are theater pros.
But I saw they're bringing it back, and it's like only Kelsey Grammer.
What? They're rebooting that?
They're rebooting it for Paramount Plus, but
I've never heard of that. I don't even know what that is.
It's a new Viacom thing. It's like CBS All Access is now Paramount Plus. So they have a big library, all the shit that Viacom's running to the ground, you know, Comedy Central, BET, MTV, shit that defined our generation.
Right.
And now young people are like, huh?
Exactly. It's like the Cosby Show. We're like, this is one of the best sitcoms ever. Oh, that's ruined. All right,
we don't talk about it anymore. Different reason, but
yeah. All our shit. Woody Allen, Bill Cosby, it's all fucked.
A lot of people they're dropping. Cosby. I mean, Woody Allen's really at like the top of like. It's weird. I feel like early 2000s, he was still going strong. He had like Vicky Cristina Barcelona, Match Point. We're like, you're pulling big talent with these movies. You're getting like Javier Bardem. He's got to just go to Europe where no one gives a fuck.
Like Polanski did.
Yeah.
He did The Pianist. Was that him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was killer. That won Best Picture even after the scandal, which is that'll never happen again.
How funny is it the Oscars gave him like a lifetime achievement award in like 2003 or something, and then like they're like, Kevin Hart had a homophobic tweet.
I know. So much has changed. This guy.
You need to apologize for a tweet. Meanwhile, Roman Polanski, you're a genius. You're so good.
Ass plowing a gal, a child in a hot tub. We can look past it. But this guy said,
Polanski did some dark shit.
Dark shit.
But if we're just talking about the work, Chinatown's one of the best movies of all time.
Great movie.
Masterpiece. Terrible shit. He's done terrible shit.
Like I said, Ray Rice, he still gets those numbers.
Not anymore. He's long retired.
Oh, is he? Shit, I gotta keep up. I'm off. I
want to do a thing. I always want to do a bit about like how he hits a woman in the elevator, and you keep seeing it on YouTube, and there'd be ads before it, and it's like someone's profiting off this shit.
Yeah, hey, that went viral. I mean, it's a hit. It's good. People like it. People want to see it. Yeah, so it sucks that that's his highlight reel now. It went from like all these great moments in the football to just an elevator, 6 seconds in an elevator.
And you know how much harder it is to accomplish what he did than to just be a fucking domestic prick. You know what I mean? Like,
I know
to reach what they reach and then to just be a piece of shit. Like, what a fucking letdown.
I mean, you could say the same for Jared Fogle. I mean, this guy was fat as fuck and then, made a name for himself losing weight. And then became a millionaire as the Subway guy, and then boom, child porn.
Yeah, he lost weight, and he was carrying even more weight than we ever knew.
On his shoulders, and he fit a lot of kids in those pants.
I knew Subway wasn't to be trusted when I tried their avocado spread. That was bullshit. This ain't avocado. They were slumming it. Subway is falling harder than Woody Allen. I mean, they really they had a moment where it was like, we're healthy, and we fucking believed them.
I bought it.
Subway.
Hook, line, and sinker. Give me the crab. Give me the tuna. Give me the tofu sub. Foot long.
Was there a tofu sub?
Oh yeah. That was a fake meat or whatever you call it.
I mean, look, I thought it tasted pretty good, but it was one of the things where I'm like, I just ate 12 inches of bread and steak, and you're telling me I'm being healthy?
Seinfeld had a bit about it. He's like, you're telling me this guy lost 100 pounds on an all hoagie diet It was a great bit, but
Hoagie is the perfect word.
perfect word. Is anyone's buying this for a second? What does he have, a Duncan Hines IV? Is that next? Whatever.
That's
But,
why I love Jerry, because he's got $1 billion and he's furious. And you know
Yes.
it's fucking real. That's what I
It's
love
real.
about Seinfeld.
And he's furious about Subway or there's cheese and a pizza crust. What the hell's going on out there? Everybody else is like, the war in Iraq and, this and that. He's like, the My Pillow.
I was always more of a Quiznos guy, man.
What?
I thought Quiznos had some solid, there's some good sandwiches. If I'm at an airport and I see a Quiznos, I'm happy.
Really? I never got into it. I mean, I guess they beat Subway in a technicality, but I never got into it. They toasted it, right? That was the big difference.
Well, Subway toasted. I just thought it was just better. I don't know why it was better. But Blimpie was like the one that was like, you're like the cracked out cousin. You're like, every presidential candidate's got that brother or cousin that's on like crack or something.
Yeah.
That was Blimpie, where you're like, is Blimpie okay?
Right. And also when you're famous, Subway's famous for losing weight, and then you're called Blimpie, it doesn't really look good for the PR.
Yeah, why not lard ass while you're at it? Really,
right? Yeah,
they
exactly.
really Blimpie, and the Blimpie wasn't even good. It was like, so this is, I don't know. We Might Be Drunk is brought to you by Blue Chew. Get more confidence in the bedroom. Blue Chew offers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's chewable. So if you don't like swallowing pills, this is for you. Works fast, take a day or night, and you'll save a lot of money compared to those name brands. But Blue Chew, it's the best thing on the internet. It's an online prescription service. That means no doctor's office and waiting in line. And you don't want to wait in line, right? Because that's fucking weird. Talk to a licensed medical professional to get your prescription all online. Everything Blue Chew, and it's in a discreet package. So it's not even like, you have to be like, these are my dick pills. You're good.
Yes. Here. I just want to riff on Blue Chew. I'm a big fan. I used to keep one in my, that weird pocket in the jeans, that small pocket that you put drugs or paraphernalia or pills, whatever it is. I used to keep one in there just in case I bumped into a gal and I was nervous, and works quick every time, goes down easy, tastes solid, tastes good, and it never fails. It's the best, and there's no side effects, no nothing. I'm a fan.
I'm gonna order some. I'm excited. This is a special offer just for you drunks. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first shipment free when you use the promo code
DRUNK.
$5 shipping. Again, that's Blue Chew, BLUE chew.com, promo code
DRUNK,
and you get to try it for free.
Yes,
so I would get on that, guys.
Definitely. Just do it today. Get it over with. Knock it out. It couldn't be easier. So get that dick hard, baby.
Do you have a go-to? I know you're not a fast food guy, and I'm not really a huge, but is there like a go-to for one if you're on the road?
I love fast food. I just try not to eat, but I love Taco Bell. I'm a Wendy's guy if we're talking burger.
I think Wendy's is like, if we're talking like spicy chicken sandwich, I don't think you could really. Wendy's is great.
Wendy's is great. They got that dollar menu. When I was a janitor, I used to hit that dollar. It was like, you could mix it up. Get the chili one day, get the baked potato. Who else has a fucking baked potato?
Baked potato is good. I'm thinking if there's any. I love Taco Bell too. I definitely.
Taco Bell.
It's fucking good.
Oh.
I remember opening for Bert Kreischer one night years ago. It's probably fucking like 9 years ago now or something. But
Wow.
I meant maybe 8. I don't know. It's a long time ago. But we're on the road and we're in some bar and Bert's drunk and he just goes, "Someone buy Taco Bell." And some guy's like, "I'll go." And he just hands him like 100. And the guy just comes back with 100 tacos. So it's like a taco for $1.
Yeah.
So we're just shit-faced stuffing our faces in some bar, by the way, that serve food. We're just being fucking drunks.
That's not the Bert I know. Wow. That's so funny you say that because I did
maybe they didn't serve food. Maybe, I don't know, but
who knows? But I did a gig with Ari, Bert, and a couple other guys. I can't remember who. Sean Patton. We all went out and skied, and we got really drunk after the show and went to Del Taco, and we ordered it was that annoying shit where we're all drunk in a van yelling at the lady behind the in the drive-thru, like, "Well, I want that. Oh, give me that. Oh, give me, get some fries." That whole thing. And she got it all, and Bert just pulled $100 bill out and paid for everything.
Yeah, dude, he's so generous.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he really is so generous. That's awesome.
He really is. I did I opened for him in Dublin, and it was like one of the best shows ever. And I have a photo in my phone. I'll post it to the Patreon, Harry, if you can do that. But at one point, we all got shit-faced. We blacked out. I don't remember anything. But I looked at my phone the next day, and I have a picture of Bert carrying about 12 pizza boxes, like in a cartoon. Like they're waving, whoa, whoa, and he's just holding them on the sidewalk, giving them out to fans. I got the photo.
He is like a fun guy. Like here's the thing with alcohol drinkers who drink in excess. I wouldn't call Bert an alcoholic, but I think like he does drink in excess. You don't think he's definitely an alcoholic, you think?
Yeah, but he's functioning.
Maybe that's why I don't think of him. Like I think of an alcoholic as someone who's like kind of a loser. You're right. Maybe he does go. But the thing about Bert is like he's fun. Like there's a type of drunk that is so fun.
Yes.
And maybe that's what keeps you in the game. You know what I mean? Like
good point.
Maybe it's the guy who gets shit-faced and says the N-word at an office party, it's like he couldn't handle it. He ain't drinking anymore. Right. Maybe that saved him down the road.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
that's true. That's a good point.
But Bert really is so fun. I mean, the fun drunk, it's really important because there are people we know who still drink, and you're like, fuck, this guy's here.
I know. There's the angry drunk. There's the mean drunk. There's the blackout. Yeah, you're right. You got to really hone your drinking ability. Like, I like to drink, and I got to say, I'm the best drunk driver this side of the Mississippi.
Such a hilarious thing to brag about.
I know. That's one of my skills. Sadly,
it's a skill. You've honed it.
It was like known in New Orleans. Like we'd all be shit faced. We had a designated driver. I'd kick him out of the car, and I go, "I'm driving this thing." And just if there was a merit badge for drinking and driving, I'd be loaded up.
You're definitely loaded up, brother. I mean, I remember List and I on a gig. Joe List and I want to say this is like more than that, maybe like 11 years ago, we did that casino run. Yeah. And Joe, I didn't realize how drunk Joe was. This is when Joe drank.
Oh, yeah.
And so I can't drive. I'm a terrible driver. He would get fewer on the gig. It's like I did like 30 minutes of driving. He did 30 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like throughout the week, he was furious at me. I told him I'm bad at making turns. And he goes, "Do you realize that's a big part of driving, you fucking idiot?" He was so mad at me.
Yeah.
So we're in a casino. It was a fucking hell gig, whatever. And like Joe was so funny. It was like literally, so this was the gig. We're in Milwaukee. It's during the playoffs. The casino's under construction. So they moved the band Cheap Trick from the music room to the comedy club. They moved Joe and myself to the bar during the playoffs that the Brewers are playing in. So we're like, "Hey, can you turn the game off?" And they're like, "No, it's the playoffs." And we're like, "Well, can we do shorter sets?" And the guy goes, "Not if you want to get paid." So we're like, "Oh, it's one of those gigs." Yeah. So Joe is fucking killing me because he goes on stage and the Cardinals are kicking the Brewers' ass, and Joe just starts cheering so hard for the Cardinals, like fuck Milwaukee, fuck the Brewers. He's commentating on their just demise, just infuriating them. And I have to go on after him because we kept swapping the order.
Oh God!
And they did not like me either. So
was he? He was bombing.
Oh yeah, but he was hilarious. But he's bombing because they're fucking furious, and I fucking bombed worse, you know?
So you try to do a set.
Yeah. My mistake. But yeah, I mean, we ended up watching Cheap Trick afterwards and was hilarious watching Joe. I mean, they were awesome, man. I Want You to Want Me, Surrender. I'm like, this is fucking fun, man. I'm into it. And anyway, then we go to the tables.
Yes.
You know, Joe immediately loses a shitload of money. He finds me, he goes, "How you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, he goes, "Tell me." I'm like, I'm up a little bit. He's like, "Fuck you." He's furious. And he ends up going, "Let's go back." We drive back, and I didn't know he was fucking wasted. The next day he goes, "How did we get home?" I'm like, "Oh, you motherfucker."
Oh yeah.
You drove me home in a blackout.
Yeah. Well,
and I'll tell you, he was in a blackout far better than I ever was.
Well, these guys that grow up in Boston, they're drinking like since they're 13. Yeah, you got to get good at it. But I mean, who's got that great bit about how a blackout is just time travel? You know, you wake up.
Anytime
and
you're like, who's got that great bit? 75% is David Tell.
Especially if it's about blacking out. But yeah,
or as I call it, time travel.
There it is. That's it. Yeah, you wake up, you're like, oh, all that driving is done. I parked the car, I got out, I came inside, I had a sandwich. I don't remember any of it. I shit myself.
You wake up, you're still not assistant manager. You're banging the girl on the fry lid.
Right. She's retarded, but those titties ain't retarded. Yeah, it's a classic. One of the best albums of all time, folks. If you haven't checked out Skanks for the Memories.
The best album of all time for any comedy album. Skanks for the Memories by David Tell.
You think the best?
I think it's the best comedy album of all time.
Wow.
Dude, what tops it?
I mean, I think Killing 'Em Softly is up there. I think
that's a special. It's not an album.
Oh, okay. Good point. Because we're going
Killing 'Em
specials.
Softly is phenomenal. I love Chappelle. I mean, like as a special, that's tops. It's like that. I love rocks.
Bring
specials.
the Pain.
Yeah, I love,
Chewed Up is great.
Incredible.
Back in Town by Carlin. We could do this all night.
All day, baby.
Yeah.
All day.
Even live in concert with Pryor, I think is one of the best specials.
Oh my God. I'll say that for sure. I love, the closing on Live at the Sunset Strip when Pryor's doing Jim Brown. He's doing the whole bit about freebasing is like the funniest. Where you're like, man, I hope no one has to live through this shit. But like if they do, thank God they can make it this funny, Pryor rules.
Totally. Oh yeah. I mean, just to come out, it's on Netflix now, by the way, live in concert, which is so great. I showed it to my girl. She's younger and she liked it. She hates anything. She's got the phone in her face. She's
Pryor's a genius, so.
He comes out, he's like riffing on The Room. He's doing a special in the 70s, riffing on The Room, riffing on the guy in the front row, talking about the seats and black people stealing the white people's seats. It's all riffed. It's unbelievable. He's just like a natural.
Well, the comfort is not. Comfort just shows you like this dude was born to be this.
Yes.
Like it's not someone who's like, here's my set. It's someone who's like, look at this look at this guy. This guy's coming in late. You know what I mean? Like that comfort level. And then he has the jokes too. So it's like,
right.
I mean, he's got everything, Pryor, He's
got everything. He's got every tool.
Yeah, he's so fucking funny. The
word on the street is he did 2 sets, and the first one, big bomb. And the second one, he was just like, fuck it. Let's just go balls to the wall. And that's why it was so good. That's what you ever heard the Mitch Hedberg Comedy Central half hour story that he did like 45 and just bombed the whole time and they Swedened it? Yes, and then it was a huge hit. And no one could tell. Well, when the jokes are that good and you Sweden it, no one can tell. Right. But that's why at one point he's sitting on the stage like, this sucks, I'm fucked. But they sweetened it and the public loved it. That's one of the best ever. Oh, yeah, the glasses. You're like, who is this guy? He was so different. He was so weird. He was so outside the box. It was great. I mean, Rice is great when you want 2,000 of something. Yeah, it's so fucking good. I mean, all those old. I love his. I'm sick of following my dreams. I'm just gonna ask them where they're going and catch up with them later. I'm against picketing, but I don't know how to show it. I mean, come on, that's like Groucho Marx level shit. Yeah, it really is. You're right. It's like old timey comedy, but no one can. That's what it is. He's disguising it. It's kind of like The Big Lebowski. It's like we took an old timey detective movie, but we threw in a burnout so you guys can't tell. Right. Well said. The sleuth is a guy who's just he's just a hippie, like a burnout kind of hippie. Well, that was Hedberg. I mean, he's doing like the Stephen Wright type, one-liner comedy. I guess he would do a little more than that because he would tag it up. But yeah. I mean, it's the best. I mean, Hedberg's the best. He's so funny. He's the best because his delivery system was so different. He's like, I got long hair. I got fucking rose-colored glasses on. I'm a heroin addict. And that rhythm, you could say anything in that rhythm, that cadence. It was innocent. The comedy, you could tell there was a darkness about him, but the comedy was so innocent and sweet. And like, good point. There's something pretty cool about that too. Like the juxtaposition of this, like, there's a darkness living there, but then combined with, And he needed your love. Like he would kill on Letterman. He's like, my mom loves those applause breaks. I'm aware that joke is stupid. Like he was so real. He was so vulnerable.
Are we two of the last comics that really give a shit about late night sets? Are we like we are
100%.
like the last of the comedians who like really care? Like I
Oh,
love
yeah.
late night sets still. I haven't seen Mike Vecchione. He was on Tonight Show last night. I gotta
know.
watch it.
I'm excited to watch. How sad we're a bunch of nerds.
No. He's the best. If
He's a
you guys
beast.
haven't heard Mike Vecchione's album, The Worst Kind of Thoughtful, get on that right now on Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your shit. Mike Vecchione is the funniest dude. Like literally
One of the best
the funniest.
writers. And talk about jokes per minute, punchlines per minute, just killer writer, beast. Like the crowd can't catch up. They're laughing so hard. And I think he won album of the year with that album, or was that
Deservedly so.
Confusion?
It's one of the best ever. I mean, he has one of my favorite jokes of all time where he said, I signed up to be a detective online and they just took my money. And I thought either I just got ripped off or this is my first case.
Ah, that's so brilliant.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful joke.
Yeah, he's got a great joke. He's like, I bought condoms in a vending machine, or I saw a guy buying condoms in a vending machine, and they didn't come out, so he had to shake it. And he's like, I don't know if that guy should have a baby. It's because he's buying condoms. Something like that. I butchered it, but yeah, he's killer.
He has so many where you're just like, fuck.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
yeah.
I love it. But his comedy makes me so happy too. He's such a fucking great comic. Give me a peeve, dude.
Oh, all right. I'm going all over the place with this peeve because
No, I love it though. I feel like our peeves are getting more focused.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've been shitting on people with their peeves and annoyed with everybody. So I'm turning a peeve onto myself that I do.
Whoa.
Yes, I'm putting up a mirror. I got to tell you, man, it's been a weird week. I don't know what's going on. I try to be an efficient guy. I try to take care of my shit. I left my keys in my apartment. I had to call a locksmith just because I didn't put my keys in my pocket. I walked out, did a bunch of shows, came back, had to call a locksmith.
Damn.
So I'm just sick of forgetting shit. I flew here today, forgot my headphones. So I had to go buy headphones. So now I'm 300 in deep with a locksmith. And then I had to buy headphones, and now I'm $30 shy with that. So it's like, I'm fucking myself because I'm not concentrating. I got to get my shit together.
You know what? I think it's a sign of stress because
Yes.
I'm very forgetful right now. Like I did it the other day. Like it's funny. I did a set little AirPod thing, the container thing.
Oh, yes.
So I think it's just, we forget shit. We're stressed, man. This is a stressful time we're all living in. And we're almost at the end of, I think, the worst of this shit, I hope. I think we're all losing our shit. I don't even think like you should hold yourself. I mean, the keys thing sucks. I think about that all the time. Like I thought I lost them tonight, and it turned out I just put them in like a jacket pocket instead of a jean pocket.
Yes.
But like that's the stress where you're like, I could have forgot them, and now I'm locked out. That's what we're living in, man.
Yeah, totally. And I hear my dad's voice like, "Come on, son, get your shit together. You're an adult now." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, the key is such a cunt because it's just one little thing. It's almost like a passport. Like you forget your passport, it's just like a piece of paper, but you got to go all the way back and get it, And it's just such a little. The key is this big, and it ruins your whole fucking night.
The key is a cunt is really
It is.
what I took from that. And I'm with you, man. It's so tough. Like I have friends who are telling me to invest in cryptocurrency, and then they break down how you like have to engrave it into a metal thing to remember the code so you don't get it stolen. Then you put that in like a safety deposit box. And I'm like, I'd rather not have that much money. I'm good. This is stressing me out even just listening to it. And I know people are gonna say I'm a fucking idiot. I'm so disorganized with everything but my jokes. That's literally, guess what I never forget? A little fucking, I got 2 joke pads in my back pocket. I got 2. I never forget those pieces of paper. I forget other shit constantly.
I'm with you. I got a stack of notes right here. I never forget it.
It's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, and I have forgotten it before, and you want to kill yourself. Like, you ever lost a notepad? Holy shit. It's like losing a child.
It really is. I don't like the phone as cause then you start typing, then you're like, this is not the same. I like writing because it starts entering your brain. You start.
Yes. and it flows out of you with a pen. With typing, I'm like,
I don't need more time on my phone either. I'm trying to avoid the phone if I can.
Good point. Yeah, then you open it. Now you're on Twitter. Now you're on Insta. Now you're on Grindr. Gets me every time. And this is a more relatable pet peeve. That was just me. I got to get my shit together. But I hate when people ask you a question and then they ask you another question before you finish the answer. Like, I'll give you an example. I go,
they're just not listening.
Yeah. And you're like, did you care about the other one, or what are we doing here? Like, what city do you live in?
I live in New York.
What kind of car are you driving?
I don't drive a car.
Did you see that movie? And you're like, did you care about the question or not? Don't ask me another question before I'm done with this fucking first answer.
The fucking lightning round? What are you doing?
I know.
Man? This is crazy.
Drives me nuts. So I got a lot of that. Nuts.
Oh, yeah, those interactions are tough because you're just like, not only do you not care about me, we lack a rhythm, so I don't feel comfortable.
It's so true.
It's terrible. That's a huge peeve of mine. I like that with you. I feel like I've never felt like it's a weird thing to say to a friend, but like I don't feel uncomfortable with you ever. I never like, right. You know what I mean though? Like I feel like I've known you for so long that it's kind of just, I'm also a little drunk. Listen, Mark.
You're hitting on me. Come on, just say it. You want to make out.
Look, this might be these Negronis talking, but no, I just never. I don't like being around people that, this is the most obvious sentence ever, but when they just fucking start, when they start like cutting you off or chiming in a weird time, it throws your rhythm off and your heart kind of starts jumping a little. You're like, oh, okay.
Yes. Exactly. Now you're on edge. You're like, am I being interviewed? And I guess you didn't care about that other question. And are you just asking me shit so I start talking and I'm feeling dead air? Or do you actually give a fuck?
That's what it is, I think. I think it's nerves that the person might be nervous so that maybe they have like a social anxiety. But now you're giving me social anxiety.
Right. You're making it worse. Yeah.
The feeling of the dead air is.
Yeah.
That's what podcasting is all about, brother.
I know. But I don't mind dead air. I'd rather dead air than phony questions and bullshit chit chat.
You call it dead air. I call it fucking peace and quiet, my friend. I mean, this is silence. When you're with another person, it can be wonderful when you're just comfortable with the other person. You ever just with your partner and you're just sitting there and it's quiet and you're like looking at the sun and you're like, this is cool, man.
Oh, that's the best. That's when you know you're with somebody you can actually be with, when you can actually have a moment of silence. Like I drove on a road trip once with a girlfriend and we talked barely at all. And then when we did talk, it was like deep and thoughtful and weird. And then we just go back to silence. It was great.
I love that. Yeah, it's important, man. I got a lot of peeves, man. I got a lot of peeves.
Hit me. I'll tell you. I'm hogging it.
Well, people who are like, Paul, you ever do this? Ever talk to someone? They're like, oh, you like this? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, you like that? And I say, yeah. They go, well, which one do you like better? I'm like, well, I don't know. They're different. They're like, all right, well, say you have to choose.
Yeah.
I'm like, do I work for fucking BuzzFeed? Why do I have to, like, are we doing a list? Like, why can't I just like things? I don't like the people that pressure you into ranking things.
Yes. I think that's another nerves thing, or they think this is good bar convo. Like, we got a real topic going, buddy. Shut up. Let's just talk.
The top 10, I have to be like, it really has like that energy of like, click for the next slide if you're ready. I don't like these websites that are like the 50 top things and you have to click for each one. I'm like, I'm never going to use your website.
Never.
If it's a website where they're like the top 50 episodes and it's one page, I'm like, cool. I'll look at that.
Yeah, but they know what they're doing. They know they got you by the balls and you got to click over. Oh, now there's an ad. Oh, now there's another ad. Oh, it refreshed me to somewhere else. And you're like, God damn it, I just want to get the top 48 over here.
Yeah, it's the fucking worst.
Yeah, so I'm with you on that. Basketball or football? Go. Hey, what is this?
That one's easy for me. Know which one I like.
That's true.
I do love basketball.
Are you Ginger or Mary Ann? I don't know. I haven't seen the show in 30 years.
Oh my God. Those are like, how depressed you have to be like, which Succession character are you? Click.
I know.
You're like, anyone's excited. Mark, I'm a Tom. Dude, I'm a Tom, dude.
I
know how much I
know.
like Tom.
Right. What celebrity you look like? Shia LaBeouf with AIDS. I got it. I'm moving on.
I'm any celebrity with AIDS. That's just my.
That's it.
Anytime I get a compliment, they're like, "But with AIDS," and I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah,
That's fair enough.
yeah. What is it? Michael Phelps with AIDS, Pete Sampras with AIDS.
I got Pete Sampras as a kid a lot just because I had curly hair and thick eyebrows, I think.
Right.
But he was a cool one to get.
Cool
People would
guy.
say it to me like an insult. I'm like, oh, he's banging the hot teacher from Billy Madison. So I'll take
Is
it.
he?
He's married
was
to her.
he?
He's been
What?
they're married, yeah.
Wow, good for him.
Veronica Vaughn, dude.
Woo,
Woo!
even that name is hot. Veronica.
Well, that was her
Vaughn.
name in the movie. That was.
Oh, okay. About to say, Jesus, you got to be hot. That's a lot of pressure on a
That
kid.
Veronica Vaughn.
That
All right,
Oh,
Chris
yeah.
Farley, man.
movie, it's
Yeah.
like that movie's like pizza. It's just always you can just have it. Like, all right, I'll cold,
fucking-
hot, whatever.
I love him. It's so dumb and great. It's he made it because he loved Back to School. Like that's definitely why he
Oh,
made.
yeah.
Don't you think? Because he's such a big Rodney guy. Adam
That's
Sandler.
true. That's true. But just the balls it takes, or the secureness it takes to go, stop looking at me, Swan. Like, I would do that on my own and be like, oh, I'll never show anybody this. But he's like, he's got a full crew, lights, gaffer, grip, a cast, a director, and he's doing that on camera. I could never do that.
I love it. It's funny, man. And Back to School to me is like I'd still
Oh,
probably
yeah.
like. What do you know? What are your top 5 comedy movies ever?
You see, we're what do you call it? The connoisseurs. So like everybody's seen Billy Madison and Old School, but we've seen all the shit.
I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur. I just think like I like a lot of the old comedies.
Well, I don't think a lot of people have seen Back to School. I don't think it's a big.
I
not,
think
it's,
so.
It's never really brought up as like it's Animal House, Caddyshack, Coming to America, Trading Places.
I think Back to School is funnier than like Coming to America is in the conversation with Back to School.
Yeah, it's a
but,
great
like,
one.
Eddie Murphy, I go Beverly Hills Cop is like
Ooh.
right head and head with. I love Trading Places too, but
Love
like
it.
I just fucking love Beverly Hills Cop because he's so young and so full of energy and so fucking funny in it. Like he's so good.
Likable. It's that big smile, the laugh. He's so good in it.
Love him.
But it's basically an action film that just happens to be kind of funny because Eddie Murphy's in it.
So, but dude, Judge Reinhold's funny. John Ashton is such a great straight
That's
man.
true.
Like, dude, I mean, I think Eddie Murphy should have got an Oscar nomination for Nutty Professor, man.
Oh my God, he played 6 roles and he killed all of them.
Tell me that's not better than at least 4 of the nominees.
That's
that
a
year.
good point.
Like,
Good
what
point.
he did with that movie, like, is it a perfect movie? Like, it's a good comedy, I think. Like, what I don't like people get nominated for like okay movies all the time when they're
Right.
great. Eddie Murphy fucking is incredible in that movie.
Incredible. I mean, he played the mom, he played the dad. It was insane. And he played the that was Dave Chappelle. But
Oh, fucking Chappelle rules in that movie.
he kills it. Bitches be shopping. I mean, he started that whole trend. That was just a
Dude,
character he did.
He plays Sherman and Buddy Love, so he's like,
Yes.
so he plays this fat, lovable loser, and he also plays the cool, like asshole prick.
Yep,
Like,
yep.
I'm like, dude, Eddie Murphy's range is insane.
And here's a sneaker. Here's a sucker punch. Bowfinger is amazing. He's amazing in Bowfinger. Nobody
Amazing.
brings it up.
Bowfinger's a really good movie.
Really good. Really, he's amazing. He plays this nerdy guy with braces. It's incredible. It's a complete transformation. You're right.
He's incredible.
He should have an Oscar. I mean,
He got fucked because Dreamgirls was kind of like, they're like, all right, well, finally we're taking you seriously. And I think he lost like Alan Arkin or someone he's
Right.
great, but it's like,
right.
dude, Eddie Murphy's singing, dude. He's got like a fucking perm. Like, just give him the
Yeah.
Oscar. The guy fucking rules.
Even in Coming to America, the barbershop scene, he's the old Jewish guy and the other guy.
Insane.
Unbelievable.
But they weren't like the problem with the Academy Awards, and there's so many, obviously, but they don't
Sure.
take comedy seriously.
No, never.
And like they don't give any love to any comedic actors unless they do some bullshit dramatic movie that
Right.
is not as good as the comedy they're doing.
Yeah, that's so true. Well, I guess it's hard to take comedy seriously. I mean, they're being funny. It's not serious. But then if a guy has AIDS.
But it's got to be like a dramatic actor in a comedy. If it's like Dustin Hoffman and Tootsie, they'll look at it.
That's
true. But if it's a comedic actor, they just don't respect them.
I'll tell you what's up there with that is Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. Unreal. I mean, he was a black guy. It was unbelievable.
That's one that like he is a serious actor that they respect. So that's one that like could have happened.
Yeah.
You know, but
that would be fun later. Like, oh, you're going to cancel everybody with the blackface, but you're giving it to that guy? That would be a fun thing to throw at him later, but he didn't win. So.
Yeah, they just don't really give it unless you're like, though, if Anthony Hopkins does a comedy, they're like, we'll bite. But if it's fucking, you know.
Will Ferrell, who's, obviously a genius. Jim Carrey, nothing.
Did Carrey get nominated for anything ever? I mean,
he
maybe
got nominated for The Majestic, which was like a shit movie. And then Truman Show, I think, got nominated.
Truman Show is good.
That's good. It's good. Good movie. But yeah, you're right. No comedy. Who else is who else deserves a comedy?
I mean, Jim Carrey in The Mask is fucking insane. Like, it's not like a perfect movie, but he's insane. It's cheesy, but he's incredible in it.
I know. He really is. Damn.
Speaking of cheesy.
Robin Williams won for
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
He's incredible in that, though.
Yeah, he really is. Stop fucking with me, Sean. Don't fuck with me, Sean.
People hate on that movie, man.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
Joe hates it.
Yeah, so does Ronan. They just think it's them sucking each other off. I think it's a
I love it.
Great movie. Yeah, it's like, man, I think I just like people shit on Ben Affleck. I think he's fucking great, man. I
think so too.
I think The Town is like one of the best movies the last 20 years.
I love The Town. The Town.
Incredible. It's fucking incredible.
It's incredible. Yeah.
People Affleck's a pussy. I'm like, he's a great filmmaker. What are you talking about?
I know. I mean, wasn't Jeremy Renner in that? Was that him?
Yeah, it was fucking incredible.
He's a killer actor. He's up there with Tom Hardy, I think.
Dude, when they do that scene when he's like, I need to go to a place, I need to beat the shit out of these people, and you can't ask any questions. He's just like, where do you want me to go? Like that type of loyalty. That's fucking incredible. The Town is I think it's on Netflix right now. It's so fucking good. Maybe it's on the Amazon. It's streaming on one of the streamers. I think it's Amazon.
I feel like Boston had a run where it was like, all right, this is the last bastion of like cool American white guys. Because the white guy got weird and everything, and it was like American History X. It was like, what the hell's going on with these honkies? But I feel like Boston had a little bit of edge, and they had the accent, so they kind of.
Ed Norton should have been our De Niro. He just didn't get the roles, but he is Ed Norton. I remember when American History X as a kid. Like, obviously, it hasn't aged like perfectly. It's like very melodramatic, but he's incredible. Like, he is undeniable.
He says that fucked him up. By the way, that movie changed him. Yeah.
Fuck,
I heard he's a dick.
I love him so much, though. I mean,
really?
I think he's like the best. Are you kidding me? Ed Norton?
Great. Fight Club, Birdman, American History X, Primal Fear. That was like his breakthrough. That was incredible.
That was his first. That was introducing Ed Norton. He got an Oscar nod, dude. People versus Larry Flint. Directed Keeping the Faith, solid rom-com. Cast Milos Forman in the movie, which I fucking love him for. Like, because he just loved him.
Wow.
I mean, Ed Norton fucking rules, dude.
Not to mention Red Dragon.
Never saw that one.
It was one of those Hannibal sequels. It wasn't bad, but Ed Norton does a good job. He's a leading man in it, and he pulls it off.
He is fucking great.
All right. What other pet peeves you got? We went off on a movie tear there.
I got to think, this is on me too, I think a little bit, but I get bummed when someone does something shitty to me and then they apologize immediately and they don't even give me like 45 seconds to be annoyed.
Oh, interesting. Give me an example.
Like, all right, I was playing ball in the park with my buddy the other day, and it was game point, and I took him to the rack hard, which is probably my mistake in a friendly game on game point. But he just hip checked me, and I went down. It's not that bad, but I got a little.
I got a boo boo.
Got a little fucking cuts. Nothing bad, but
Yeah.
But he just fucking hip checked me, and I went down. I'm just like, all right, dude. I was like, fuck you. It was like I was like, you could have hurt me. You know?
Yeah,
I'm not a kid.
sure.
And he goes, all right, I'm sorry. I'm like, you threw me to the ground.
Right.
But I wasn't like, but then you're like, all right, what am I? I'm going to stay mad at a fucking friend? Like, who gives a shit?
Right. Well, see, that's a tough one because I feel like it'd be weirder if he didn't say sorry immediately.
Fair enough.
But I don't want to not yes and, but
no, you're probably right.
harsh.
I admit this one's on me. I mean, like, I think I wanted to bitch about it for a couple more minutes.
I get it. Yeah, because now you have to console him because it's all right, man. It's cool. It's
hey,
cool.
no biggie, man. No, I could.
Right.
You could have fucking ended my fucking. You know.
Yeah.
You could have ended my fucking elbow if I went down a little harder.
Right.
No, I know it's not that bad a cut, but I was bleeding a decent amount. It was pretty annoying.
I get it.
Let's see what else. I wrote this down. Speaking of cheesy, so I finished Cobra Kai because of you.
And
I bet you haven't watched one fucking Rick and Morty. I'll say that too.
I haven't, but I'm on season 4 of Peep Show, so I'm getting there.
Are you loving it?
I'm loving it. It's so great. Me and the lady watch it.
Dude, it's the best. It only gets better. That makes me happy. I've always forgiven.
Season 1, I was like, okay. And then season 2, I'm on the floor.
It's one of the great shows of all. It's in my top 5 comedies ever, no doubt.
Well, it's lowbrow but still smart. Like the main guy's obsession with war is so funny. Like he's always like, I'm storming the castle in Prague or whatever the fuck. You know, I love that shit.
He's Mackie.
He's Mackie. He looks just like Mackie. I was saying that the other day. It's perfect. It's really funny and they'll go crazy and weird. They're like, all right, kid, who would you rather suck off, me or him? And he's like, I'm not sorry. And then cut to like the kid's all weird. He's like, what happened? He sucked me off.
Fucking good. Super hands.
Yes.
That guy rules. Yeah, Peep Show. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on Amazon and it's the best. Give it a minute. I hate when people say that about shows, but like I promise, like if you just give it a minute, it'll be your favorite comedy. And Mark, it only gets better, dude.
Oh, I can't wait.
Olivia Colman, dude.
Oh yeah. It's great. And there's a lot of people in it. The one chick was in Fleabag.
It's Olivia Colman.
Oh, okay. There you go. Also a great show, by the way.
Fleabag's great. She's so good. I mean, every time she looks at him, she just looks so upset. Just like the acting of her just looking so, when they're going skydive or when they're going bungee jumping. I mean, it's fucking incredible.
Yeah. So good. I love every girl. He's the best character, by the way. The nerdy guy is like, she's the one.
Mark.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of love them equally, Mark and Jez, but like Super Hands makes me laugh the hardest probably because he's just fucking.
Yeah.
So I've been watching Cobra Kai and like, dude, it's so cheesy. Like it's cheesy to the point that I'm like, this dialogue is trash. Like it's just bad dialogue. I don't like Ralph Macchio's character.
No,
he's a smug, and I guess that's part of the plan.
That's part of it.
Like it's believable that kid would grow up to be a fucking dude like that.
Yep.
I love William Zabka on the show.
You're supposed to love him. He's the protagonist. It's from the bully's angle. It's great.
He's a great actor.
He is. He really is.
He's got chops. There's scenes where I'm like, this is kind of heavy. Like the show, the premise, it's so funny. Like kids just obsessed with karate. Like the idea that they're just like all about like, he'll have a realization like, I'm done living in the past. It's okay to think about the past, but to live in the past is pathetic.
Yeah.
And the next scene is like his sensei from high school, like, you're fucking dead.
I know. It feels so dramatic and Shakespearean. They're in a strip mall in a fucking karate dojo, and it's the end of the world all of a sudden. He's fucking teaching 13-year-olds, and it's so dramatic.
It's also hilarious where they'll just like trash someone's house and the next scene they don't even acknowledge it. I'm like, this is someone's home.
I know. And then you're like, there's a weird love scene. And then you're like, am I into this girl? Is she 11? What am I doing here? It's so, there's a lot going on in that show. It's basically a kid's show.
I know what you mean. You're like looking up actresses' ages just to make sure you're not a creep. You're like, she's 25. Exactly. Good. All right. That's fucking like, good.
She has tits. She doesn't. What's the difference of ages here? What's going on? Yeah, it's tough. But Brett
It's
Ernst
hilarious,
is great
too.
in it.
Oh, dude, Brett Ernst and Dana Dude. There's two stand-up
Yes.
comics. The two guys who work in Ralph Macchio's shop are funny comics, man.
Yeah.
I love it. They're good. They're good actors. But
But there's a reason this show, it's wildly popular. Like it got to #1 on Netflix for a while. And I think
So
it's
cool.
just, it's so cheesy. It's so over the top, but there's something to it where it's like this protagonist or underdog thing. I don't know. It hits home for some reason.
you know what it is? It's a guy who's down on his luck, who's made mistakes, who's doing his best. And that's just so relatable, especially when it's a
Yes.
guy who is familiar. I mean,
Yes.
first off, shout out to William Zabka, is the bad guy in Back to School.
That's right. That's
And the
right.
Karate Kid. He was like the hot 80s kid.
Yep.
But fuck, man, like I feel like I don't know what his story is because I feel like he didn't work a lot for the last couple decades, or maybe 3 decades. What happened?
Yeah.
But
Well, he got typecast as the bully. He's the bully in something else too. He's the bully in Karate Kid, Back to School, and then something else. There's a third one, and it's the same blonde guy, buff bully guy, and he just got typecasted, and he was so that guy that he couldn't do anything else. They're like, we're not going to book you as the lead in a rom-com. You're the bully, and he just couldn't get work, and then he quit the biz.
it's funny. Think about if he was like young now, he'd probably be in the fucking Avengers or something.
I
It's
know.
so fickle, He really he's really terrific, and he's so
Yeah.
good in the scenes that are kind of nuanced,
I
and
know.
complex, where he'll like he's an asshole, but he's actually trying. I think that's why people love it. I think it's like that's such a relatable character because we all
Right.
know someone like that, and I think we all feel that way.
Yes. And this is maybe I'm reaching here, but in a time of like, I don't know,
Reach.
canceling and all that, and there's no really forgiveness anymore. If somebody fucks up, they're out. We're watching this guy who fucked up. He was the bad guy, and now he's kind of the underdog good guy. And I think that's fun to see.
We're seeing that like someone is not what we think, right? Like it's kind of
Yes.
cool. And even if they are what they think, they're kind of not what we think. He's,
Right. We're all flawed. We're all insecure.
And then you see like he cares, like he fucked up with his kid, but he is trying with his other kid. It's weird how addictive the show is. It goes
It
down
is.
like potato chips or something. You're
Right,
just like
right.
it's just easy.
Yeah, I shouldn't have another one, but fuck it, I'm doing it. It's basically a soap opera, and you hear Ralph Macchio bitch about Zabka, and you're like, he's got a point. And then you hear Zabka bitch about Macchio, you're like, he's kind of right. So then you're kind of seeing things from both sides, which almost gets kind of political, like the left and the right. Whose side am I on? Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. So that feels like there's some parallels here.
That's a great point. Macchio is a smug liberal.
Yeah.
And then Zabka's kind of like a Republican who's like
Like a
kind of in the
Trumpy.
middle.
Yes.
He's Trumpy, but he's also not Trumpy because he kind of has he has like more heart. He's kind of like he does
Right.
care. Like Trump would never be like shit, I fucked up. You know?
That's true. I shouldn't say Trumpy. I should say it, but he's kind of like almost MAGA duty, where some guy's like, "Hey, that's you're assuming my gender." He's like, "Shut up." Get
But
in
only on
line."
the surface, and that's the
Right.
beauty of it. Macchio is genuinely smug. I mean, he's like a fucking dude who's culturally like. Think if you knew this dude in real life. He's a white dude who's culturally appropriating Japanese culture. You'd be like,
Ooh.
you're the most annoying human being. You have a hot wife you never fuck because you're busy teaching children karate as a second job, and you're running your fucking car business into the ground. You're a
Yes.
fucking clown.
I know, because you hung up on this bully from high school, you dweeb.
His wife's walking around in like fucking a bra and a track jacket, and you're like,
So hot.
bang your wife, dude.
I know. Take a breather, but the ego kicks in, and he can't let the guy win, and he can't let the other guy win, and yeah, it's got layers. I gotta say.
No, it's fun. It's a fun show for sure. And I love the kid Miguel. That kid's a great actor.
Oh, he's great.
He's like got the Peter Parker thing going where you're like, I'm rooting
Yes.
for this kid for sure.
Totally. He's down on his luck. He's poor, but he's got a heart of gold. Yeah, he's adorable.
I love it. I'm a great rec. All
right.
I'm
Wow,
so
I'm
glad.
shocked.
I'm so glad you're in. I mean, is it like great writing? God, no, but it's fucking
No.
fun. It's like, to be honest, I think like some of the dialogue, I'm like squirming. I'm like, ugh.
I know the same way, but it's
This
also
is such
fun
cheesy.
it's kind of fun to squirm. It's almost like when you're eating a piece of cake, you're like, God, this is so bad for me. And I love it. I'm loving every second of this icing. Put it on my tits. Yeah, it's good. It's fun.
And the old man sensei, Martin Cobra, it's like hilarious. Like it is, you know. I'm glad you're watching Peep Show. That makes me happy.
And I'll get to Rick and Morty. Don't you worry. I'm
I got a boy Salacuse on it, and he's into it.
He loves it. He's pushing me on it now. All right,
this is all we have now. This is all we have now.
I know, but thank God art exists. This is why art is so great. Look at all these hours we need at home, and we got to have art, and it's out there, and we get to consume it.
But shit's coming back. I'm hitting the road again soon, so I'm excited, and I'm gonna hit it hard.
Hell yeah.
Time to get back at it.
Yes. Stand up is it's our bread and butter, so it's gonna be fun to get back.
Man.
Hey, folks! We are also brought to you by MyBookie. March is here, and that could only mean one thing: the craziest college basketball tournament around, baby. That's all trademarked. It's madness. Sorry, it takes place in March. You get it, folks. Well, that's a big-ass tournament, and it's finally here, and MyBookie is the way to get in on the action. You got to do MyBookie. I know people who have won thousands on this thing. You sit at home, you go nuts, you win money, you can't lose. You get to watch a couple of sports balls and points racked up and wacky athletes making millions, and now it's your turn to make some money. Shoot your shot, score big, nonstop action with MyBookie bracket contest. You got a chance to win 10 large, folks. Only $1 to enter. You hear that? One clam gets you in the door. And select winners from 63 tournament games. That's how. It doesn't matter whether you're filling out multiple brackets, betting the national championship winner, or simply looking for a player and game props. MyBookie's got you covered. Sign up today at mybookie.ag and use promo code DRUNK to secure a deposit bonus up to 1,000 smackers. That's promo code DRUNK to claim your first deposit bonus. College ball, NBA, NHL, no matter what the sport, no matter the minute, from tip-off to buzzer, MyBookie puts the action in your hands with in-game live betting. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Get on it, folks, and win some cashish.
Well, what do you got for Rex? Speaking of Rex.
I got like nothing. My rec was kind of weird. This was my rec, and it was stupid. I updated my bar at home because I've been drinking out of a Funny Bone glass the last few weeks.
Yeah.
So I got some nice little Scotch glasses.
That is nice. I like it.
And I got a little shaker going on. I got some pint glasses. My rec is, I'm spending so much time at home. Let me update the home bar equipment. So that was kind of my rec this week.
I like those glasses because they got a lot of thick bottom.
Oh, dude, a heavy bottom, man.
Yes.
Love a heavy bottom.
Glass.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm with you. You can slam it down and it doesn't break.
It's nice, and like, man, I got a nice buzz on. I had kind of a stressful week, so it's just nice to kind of just chill right now and just relax, you know?
Good. All right, let me throw a weird rec at you. Well, I flew here and forgot my headphones, of course, so I couldn't listen to any podcasts, which I love and need. But
what do you listen to for pods usually on the flight?
I go all over the place. Like sometimes I'll see who's doing what, and I'll just listen to a singular episode of a guy I like or a gal I like. But you know me, I like Gladwell and Freakonomics and a couple other ones. But I watched the Bruce Lee doc on the plane, and it was pretty fun.
Great. Yeah, it's great.
Pretty great.
Yeah, he's a special guy, man. He really
totally.
Was like, you know what I love about him is that he refused to be typecast as like a nation stereotype. And he he cost himself work, but he also, it's incredible. He's an incredible guy.
I know. I don't feel like we talk about like we never talk about the Asian discrimination or the Chinese discrimination.
Horrible.
Really.
Yeah.
It doesn't really come up. It's just like Jew and black and whatever trans, but hey, don't sleep on the Chinese bigotry.
He really was a badass, and to risk it all when he was already a star in Asia and come here. The fact that he died so young.
32.
I remember watching that with someone else, and she was just like, I had no idea this was coming. She didn't know he died so young. I mean, he had so much ahead of him. It's just so tragic.
I know.
He could have done so much more. Enter the Dragon just showcased the charisma he had. I mean, I remember like what a cool movie that with Jim Kelly was so cool in it. It was just a badass movie.
I know. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is fun in that. It's just so crazy.
No, he's not in that one. Which one is he's in another one? He's not in Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
But Kareem was boys with him. Kareem would pay him for lessons, which I'm like, how fucking cool is it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar might be the coolest fucking dude.
I know. Lou Alcindor.
Yeah, played for the Lakers, was a martial artist, wrote for Veronica Mars. It was in the writer's room. He does everything, dude. He's like a jack of all trades. If you ever read, he does like op-eds, and they're so well written. He's such an intelligent guy.
Wow.
He's one of the, and he's the NBA scoring champ.
Yeah. And he's 7'1", 7'1". What a guy.
He's such a legend.
Is he still around?
Yeah, he's around.
Okay. Because tall guys tend to not age well.
Wow.
I mean, I'm
hoping that changes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm talking about 7'1". Like, that's freaking nature shit.
Well, Bill Russell's still alive. He's like 86. So.
Okay. All right.
No, Kareem is the coolest, man. Such a cool guy.
Cool dude. But yeah, good movie. But I want to direct this because I always do docs. So I'm throwing out this movie. If you've seen it, I hope. If you haven't, you got to watch it. Captain Fantastic.
I've never even heard of it.
Oh my God! It's this underrated movie. It's Viggo Mortensen. I don't want to give it away, but his wife dies, so he just says fuck civilization. He takes his kids. They move to the woods and live in the woods. They hunt. They build a hut and a house and read every night and build a fire. It's so amazing. And then they have to go into town to go to the wife's funeral. And the kids are young, so they've not learned how to live in a society in a city. And it's an eye opener. Captain Fantastic. It's on Netflix. Check it out.
I love Viggo Mortensen.
So good. The movie, it makes you think because you're like, maybe it is nice to live in the woods. Maybe society is gross and capitalism and fast food and all that shit. And then you see them in the woods and they're like, they need medicine and they need a teacher and they need social skills and all that shit. So it's like, which one is better? It's fascinating.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's, I've never heard of it. I'll give it a check out, man. I've been just watching feel good shit, like what you said, like Cobra Kai. I've been just rewatching South Park episodes because it's just putting me in a fucking happy place. It's so silly. And they have the new vaccination episode, which I'm going to watch after this. And there's so many great, I mean, South Park is just fantastic. I mean, that's talking about like greatest movies of all time. That South Park movies, that's on my list for sure.
It's up there. I mean, talk about, like with comedy taking a hit with like, I don't know, people getting upset and you can't say this. That is animated. So they are doing the like top notch balls to the wall commentary that no one else can do.
Yeah, they're kind of uncancelable. They've kind of just they've kind of almost been grandfathered in because they've been around since before these fucking dumb rules applied.
Right.
And they just have never given a fuck. And
never.
They're just so smart that they literally go after everyone, that it's made them. And it's also like, I think the mob's gone after them enough where they're just like, we don't care.
Yeah.
We're good.
They truly don't. And they've made boatloads of money for the Comedy Central. I mean, they probably kept them on the air at some points. And like, I heard George Clooney tried to get on. They were like, sure. And they wrote him as a dog and he just barks. Because they're like, well, we don't need you, but we'll have you on, you know. But
he's in the movie.
Okay, he's in the movie. But if you're good, you're good. Like, I don't care how dirty or offensive. If it's brilliant, it's brilliant. And let the men work.
I heard Trey Parker in an interview say they asked if he had any bad interactions with celebrities, and at the Oscars he said because they both wore dresses to the Oscars and they were on acid, and apparently J-Lo just walked up to him and just pushed him. Which I think is
Aw.
like kind of like halfway like flirt, like you got me and being like her being silly. I don't think she was like really pissed, but like they
I
did a whole
hope.
episode about they did a whole episode where they just painted her as the biggest bitch. And it's so good. I mean, dude,
That's
they've
great.
just gone after everybody. That's the point. It's like
Everybody.
they've gone after everybody. How are you really mad, you know?
R. Kelly, Alec Baldwin, they'll take anybody. They don't give a shit.
They're so good. So that's another. If I'm gonna do another rec, give it. It's on HBO Max every
That's a
fucking
rec.
season. Get on it, man. Give me a joke, dude.
All right, I got a couple joke ideas, but we're pushing the time limit here. So this has been done already, right? I tweeted it and it got a bunch of retweets, but then people were like, I think that's a Jim Jeffries joke. Then somebody else said it was a Stanhope joke, so I got to run it by you. You know, like people get mad when a Caucasian plays a Native American, or people get mad when a regular, what do you call it, biological woman plays a trans woman. You know, you can't do that anymore. But what about the fact that hot actors and actresses are playing ugly people like Monster or, whatever it is? Has that been done? They're appropriating ugly.
I thought Tom McCaffrey had a bit like that. I could be wrong. I'm a little buzzed.
Okay.
I think he had a
somebody's
bit about
got it.
like, I think Tom McCaffrey might have a bit where it's like ugly people were like, "Can I play the role?" They're like, "No, we're just gonna take Brad Pitt and make him really ugly or something like that."
Okay.
I don't know. I would just message Jim. I'm sure he's
I don't know him that well.
I gotta ask him. I don't know.
All right, you ask him, but maybe I'll just give it a goog. I don't know if it's
Give it a goog. I don't know. I worry that one sounds like it might have been. It's fucking funny.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, I feel if two people got that and then you said Tom, so that's already three people I've heard had it. So I'm gonna drop it.
I mean, good people to be on parallel thought with Doug Stanhope and Jim Jeffries.
All right. Let me try it. Let me try a real one then.
Yeah.
All right. Is this anything? And this is out there, so bear with me here. But homosexuality is interesting because, okay, you're a hetero guy. You like pussy. You got to go out and get pussy. You got to meet a gal, buy a drink, tell a story, be charming. But if you like dick as a gay guy, you own one. Isn't that interesting? Like the thing you like is on your body. You know, and then you got the whole angle of like, I'm not into dick, but I like my own. So I've given millions of hand jobs, but only to me. So I'm kind of gay for me. I hate your dick, but I like my dick.
I really want a PS5. Well, you already have a controller. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that about how the thing you want. You had an old bit I love. You have a bit I love, an older bit where you'd say like how gays keep Jews want their race to live on. They want to live on. They must be jealous of gay people, you know? They can't even procreate, but they keep popping up.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's a great bit.
Oh, thanks.
I think of so they want dick, but they have dick.
They have the dick. It's like being addicted to Coke and your body you make Coke or some other analogy.
Yeah.
It's almost like your kids. Your dick is like your children because you love yours, but you hate that guy's kids.
I think it's fascinating because it's like, it's almost like,
I know it's a weird idea.
No, it's an interesting premise. That's why it's not easily crackable right away from
Right.
It's like you have a dick, but you want another dick, and you want a different dick.
You want a different dick every now and then.
You don't want, I mean, it's like your dick, like we've seen this, a different dick, and you don't want a dick that looks just like yours either.
Right. If you work at a pizza shop, you can have pizza, sure, but every now and then you want some different pizza. You want a deep dish or a calzone or something from another place.
I like that. You work at thin crust. You want to go out for some deep dish.
There you go. Okay, that's better.
if you're eating at McDonald's, if you're working at McDonald's, you don't want to eat at McDonald's.
Yeah. But you will.
You will if you have to.
Because,
But if someone says, let's go to Wendy's, you accept the invitation.
well, if you're gay, you're not into Wendy. But I
Fine,
see what you're
Burger
saying. 'Cause
King.
yeah, but if you're gay, you still, it's just fascinating to me that you have the part that you are attracted to.
That it is interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have what you want. It's just you don't want yourself.
You don't want yourself. You'll settle for it when you're alone at night, rubbing one out in the shower or whatever.
Is it kind of like cooking at home versus eating out?
Oh, now we're getting somewhere. That's interesting.
You're like, shit. I mean, like, I guess everything's closed. I can make myself some eggs.
Right. And us heteros, we eat out every night. Double entendre there. You got it.
I like the idea. I like the angle of eating at home versus eating out because I think it's a clear jack off fucking someone else angle.
Right. That's a good angle.
I think
what
that's a
about-
great premise.
What about the premise, the second part about how I have a dick, and I'm not gay, but I like my own. Is that a separate thing? Like I'm gay for me.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like we'll jerk our dicks off, but we won't suck our own dicks.
Eh,
You would?
I've tried. I licked it once.
I've licked. But
All
it's like,
right, there we go.
well, you do just to know you could do it, but I'm not gonna
Right.
want to. I don't want to. It's not really my thing.
But like, if a guy jizzed on you, you'd fight him. But you've jizzed on yourself.
It's my own jizz.
Exactly.
I think the difference is it's consentable jizz.
Right. It's just.
I
Funny,
mean, I'm
guys,
agreeing on.
Guys,
I
like,
think also-
I'd never touch a dick, and you're like, you touch one every night. I don't know. Maybe I'm
The
reaching.
thing is, jerking off is almost like doing the dishes. It's maintenance at home. You got to
True.
do it just to make sure shit stays okay.
Right. So you don't shoot up a school.
You got to do it. Have you
Right.
know the dudes that don't jack off enough? They're like the dudes that are just like, you're like, that dude hit on her way too hard.
Right. Yeah, that's true. All right.
That dude hasn't had a home cooked meal in ages.
Yes, home cooked meal. It's made with love.
I like that angle more than I jerk a dick off. I'm not, I'm not gay, but I jerk a dick off every.
Okay.
I feel like that's not. It's just not as interesting. The first part's more interesting to me.
All right. Well, that works for me.
I have an angle
What do you
about. So I have a couple jokes about my biological dad. First up, I have a thing about like how he's like the type of old school guy who like wants the baseball game on, which is convenient because it's like you can't bring up real shit when the game is on. You can't.
Right.
Can't be like, there's a 2-2 count. You're like, speaking of 22, those were the amount of years I didn't hear from you in, or like,
Yeah.
or like,
Yeah.
so that was like, oh, there's a shot to the gap. Where was he on that play? You're like, where was he? All right. Or something like that. I don't know.
Also, you basically as your son or as his son, you've been benched. It's like,
least.
hey, yeah, can I get in the varsity? Dad, I mean, I'd like to play. Can you play me? Jesus Christ.
So that was one part. The other part was like, so I have a half brother I've never met. So at one point I asked him, I said, we kind of look alike. And I just said,
Wow.
I'm curious. I'd like to meet him. And he said, I floated it past him and he didn't really bite. I was like, man, that was like the most corporate way to describe me never getting to meet a blood relative. You know what I mean? It's like,
right. That's hilarious.
We ran it by the people upstairs and they didn't really work for them.
Yeah, they
I don't
weren't
know
feeling it.
I don't know what to
That's
end
funny.
this.
Yeah, those are two different bits, but all surrounding the dad, the biological dad. I think there's a lot there with the baseball thing too.
Yeah, I was thinking a lot about like Yankees games because you go to a Yankees game. What do they always play right after the last pitch is thrown? Is Sinatra Start spreading the news.
Right.
I'm leaving today. That's more than I got.
Yeah. And not to mention, what is the cliche thing to do with your dad and son? Play catch. This guy's got baseball on TV. You couldn't throw me a ball?
Yeah, it's interesting. Baseball is so, dude, just, you don't talk about real shit during sports. That's why guys like that shit. You talk about like who you hooked up with. You're never like, this is what you like. At dinner, you might have like, I need to talk to you about something. That shit doesn't happen during the game.
Right. It's also something too with like, hey, I'm trying to come home, Dad. I'm trying to, like wave me in. I'm trying to get home. I don't know. It's so true. The whole point of sports is to just distract and escape. And yet he's got the game on 24/7. So yeah, you can't bond.
Right.
That's interesting. And then you just found out you have a half brother. It's like, Jesus Christ, turn the game off and introduce us. This game is ruining us.
It's yeah, it's funny. I remember going there, but then sometimes you're mad the game isn't on. Sometimes you're like, this is too real for me without so like, I would like, his wife will be like, come over, the game will be on. I'm like, all right, I'll come over. And then you go there, there's no game on. I'm like, yeah, I was told there'd be a buffer. You know what I mean? Like, where's the buffer?
That's great. Where's the buffer? Yeah, for Father's Day, you get them the full sports package. So you're like, all right, never again. We're never going to have an awkward moment.
We got you MLB, the MLB package.
Yeah, you're watching.
Never talk about anything.
You're watching Chinese games at one point. You're like, oh, yeah, ooh, that was close. The season was over, but thank God these guys are still going.
Before we get out, should we read an email from the Patreon?
Sure.
Just so you guys know that our Patreon is kicking, guys. Remember, patreon.com/WeMightBeDrunkPod. You get another episode. So
yes,
and you can email us. WeMightBeDrunkPod@gmail.com.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, shit, it's a good time. I'll read you send us a joke, a pet peeve, a drink, a recommendation, whatever you want. I'll read one right now from Signups Jolly. It would be awesome if you guys actually throw suggestions on how to deal with a pet peeve or to act around the person that triggers the pet peeve. But anyway, wow, sounds like already a pet peeve. But anyway, here's a good one. People that hummus around the house I'm guessing hum around the house instead of hummus. Hum around the house, just walk around humming a song like every day in the kitchen. This gets on my nerves for some reason. If you tell a guy not to do something, they damn sure will. So that won't work. So what do you do? Wow, this person seems a little angry.
Yeah.
One day it came out and the person, he responded with, what, you don't like when I'm happy? And I'm thinking, no, be happy all you want. Just don't be annoying. Anywho, I love this bit you guys do on pet peeves. Keep it up. But you probably start throwing slick ideas on how to deal with it rather than being super agreeable with each other, which is also awesome. Right on. Peace. Let me know how you feel about humming when the episode airs. Yeah, what do you think, Mark?
I get it. My ex-girlfriend hated when I whistled. Like, I would whistle while I did shit. Like, I'm mopping up. And she's like, don't whistle. I hate whistling. It annoys me. And it was weird because I'm like, does my own girlfriend hate when I'm happy? That's what it felt like, but she just hated the whistling because it was inconsistent. She couldn't concentrate. But I get it. I get the humming, but it doesn't bother me. But I get what he's saying.
I've never had a partner who does that, so I can't relate to it. But yeah, random noise would probably bother me.
Yeah. I totally understand it.
Especially in like close quarters. I could totally see that being an issue.
I'm so scared of my partner or whoever being upset that I'm like, all right, she's humming, she's whistling. Great. I'll take it. I'll take the annoying hum over pissed off.
You know what? That's a great point. As long as you're not furious with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's fucking dance. I'm in.
Here. So yeah, get on that Patreon, check out the email, send us something you hate, you love, you're drinking, you're talking about, your recommendation. And keep drinking and Tell a
And
friend.
leave us some reviews. You guys have left us such nice reviews on iTunes, wherever you listen. Just keep leaving us 5 stars. We appreciate it. Get on the Patreon. Follow us. We might be drunk on Instagram. Follow Mark and I,
Yes.
obviously, on social media. And I'm doing a virtual gig March 22nd. So get tickets on my website.
Ooh.
Got Bridgeport, Connecticut next month. Got some
Oh,
other
nice.
gigs coming up. So, Mark, where are you going to be, man?
That's a decent room, that Bridgeport.
I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm all
Got
over the
chased
road.
off stage there once, but
Oh,
otherwise
really?
good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Save that
I'll
for
I'll
next
save that
week.
for another one. Yeah.
I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. I've never been to Comedy off Broadway.
I love it.
Really?
It's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, great. All right.
Classic room.
Oh, great. All right. Columbus Funny Bone, Paramount Theater in Austin.
Okay. Can I give you a quick recommendation?
Please.
I don't know if the Keene Raceway is going on. The racetrack there is fantastic.
Ooh.
If not, hit up a fucking brewery, man. That's where all the bourbon's made.
Oh, that's right. I think that's a distillery.
Distillery. I'm down.
Down.
I've had a few of these drinks, man. I'm on threads here.
It's all the same. Tacoma Comedy Club, Magoobies, you know Magoobies.
I love them all.
Hartford, yeah, Spokane, Virginia Beach, Funny Bone. I've never been. That should be weird.
Ooh.
Portland Helium. This is all summer. So yeah, just come on out, check the websites, follow us on social media, tell a friend, keep drinking or keep not drinking, and enjoy your life, folks.
Yeah, I think I got Arlington in May. I got Atlantic City
nice.
coming up, Arlington, Virginia,
Nice.
Atlantic City. Yeah, I got some more coming up, and more will be added. So, keep checking the website. We'll post about that shit though. But keep telling your friends about this podcast. I feel like it's a great podcast, so I hope you're enjoying it.
Yes, same. Here. Bottoms up.